Every hero shines in the light, but the story lives in the shadows because every great story is written by its villain. Here, we unmask the faces that haunt history and fiction: gangsters, masterminds, killers, and monsters. We dive into their origins, their psychology, and the chaos they leave behind. This is the mind of villains, where the darkness tells the tale. He wore the badge. He spoke the language of justice. He was supposed to protect and serve. But in the streets of Los Angeles, Detective Alonzo Harris wasn't upholding the law. He was rewriting it. Cunning, corrupt, and terrifyingly charismatic. Alonzo showed us what happens when the villain doesn't come from the shadows, but from inside the system itself. Welcome back to the Mind of Villains, the show where we peel back the mask of evil and reveal the psychology beneath. In our first episode, we looked at chaos through the Joker. In our second, the business of crime through Al Capone. Tonight, we step into Los Angeles, but this villain doesn't hide in alleys or rule from shadows. He drives a squad car, he wears a badge, and he will use it to destroy you. Detective Alonzo Harris. Training Day, played by Denzel Washington. When we meet Alonzo, he's already a legend in the LAPD's Narcotics division, feared, respected, untouchable. He takes rookie cop Jake Hoyt on what he calls a training day. But this isn't about learning the law. It's about breaking it. From the very start, Alonzo blurs the lines. He justifies smoking weed, stealing from drug dealers, and using violence as a shortcut to justice. This is the real world, he says. And he isn't entirely wrong. The streets of Los Angeles in the late 90s and early 2000s were drowning in gang wars, drugs, and corruption. Alonzo wasn't just surviving in it, he was thriving in it. Alonzo is the most dangerous kind of villain, the one who believes he's right. To him, justice isn't about the law, it's about control. He believes criminals only understand fear, and that he's the one who can deliver it. But underneath the charisma, there's desperation. We learn Alonzo isn't just corrupt. He's running from the Russian mob. He owes money. He's out of time. Every decision he makes that day isn't just about control. It's about survival. And that makes him even more dangerous. To Jake, he says, you gotta decide if you're a wolf or a sheep. But Alonzo himself, he's a wolf who's starving. And a starving wolf will eat anything in front of him. In the end, Alonzo's downfall isn't delivered by the system he corrupted. It's delivered by the very people he thought he controlled. The streets he ruled turned on him. The neighborhood he terrorized refused to help him. And for all his bravado, all his talk of being untouchable, Alonzo Harris is gunned down, not as a hero, not even as a cop, but as a man who believed he was bigger than the game. The badge couldn't save him. The law couldn't save him. In the streets, they never belonged to him at all. So what did we learn from Detective Alonzo Harris? That sometimes the greatest villains don't break the system from the outside. They rot it from within. Alonzo shows us how charisma can mask corruption, how power can disguise desperation, and how a badge doesn't always stand for justice. In the end, he wasn't just a corrupt cop. He was a mirror, a reflection of what happens when justice becomes a weapon instead of a shield. This was episode 3 of The Mind of Villains. We explored the corruption and downfall of Los Angeles, Detective Alonzo Harris. But next time, we're leaving the streets of Los Angeles, stepping into the chilling halls of horror. Our next villain doesn't wear a badge. He wears a mask. He doesn't demand respect. He demands silence. Next episode, Hannibal Lecter. The question is, what happens when the sharpest mind in the room also happens to be the hungriest?